first day on set was back in 1989, and my first scene was with Stan Richards. I was riding a horse. It was the entry of Zoe and Kim, introducing them to the Tate family. The boys had already been in, and we were having a race across country on horseback. And I come across a character called Seth Armstrong. And my first line was, "Can you tell me the quickest way to Home Farm, please?" And as Stan turned round, he moved his bike, it spooked the horse, reared up, and I managed to pull the reins round to stop the horse coming down on top of Stan. And ever since then, he used to say that my very first day on set was the day I saved his life. I think the most memorable scene has to be the one where Frank dies and Kim checks his breath. She's withholding his heart tablets and she checks his breath with her compact mirror and to see if there's any breath there, and then checks her makeup afterwards once she knows he's dead. It's camp as Christmas, and everyone seems to remember that scene as well. I think the favourite storyline was to do with that, but it was the Dave Frank Kim love triangle. Particularly when they get caught out, Dave and Kim, and Frank comes in and asks Dave, "Oh, do you call this overtime?" I think my character has changed since the 90s, not only because it's sort of 20, 30 years on, therefore I look a little older. I think she's kind of mellowed a little bit, and that's probably due to everything that she's been through, but also I think the calming effect of Will, who does stand up to her, but doesn't grate with her, which a lot of people have done in the past, which can rub her up the wrong way. He can, but he somehow seems to deal with her, and I think that has a calming influence on her. So she has become a bit softer. She's more tolerant of children now, and a few other people, not many, but yeah, I think she's got a bit of a softer heart. Yeah, the one true love of Kim's life, I believe, was Dave Glover. That was the 90s. Now, I believe, because she's not changed, but because of her mellowing and things, I believe Will could be the true love of her life. I don't know whether she knows it yet, but I believe that they are a good match for each other and they do work. But yeah, as far as Kim's concerned, she still believes, I think, somewhere deep down that Jamie could be Dave's, not Frank's. She always swore that. Did I take any souvenirs from the 90s? I'm not allowed to say that, I guess that's theft, but yes, I did. I think I took a couple of earrings, and I've still got Kim Tate's engagement ring, actually, but, you know, she's got a replacement one now. Obviously not as nice. To reprise the role of Kim Tate after such a dramatic exit before was actually quite scary, because you were coming back 20 years later. Obviously, you know, now there's social media and all that, so that there's not only the pressure from that and, you know, all the sniping and comments and things, but also the pressure coming back to a workplace you left that was doing half the workload that they're doing now. And it's always had a good work ethic here, but, you know, it is completely different. It is mad. It's full on. It was a grand entrance falling over a balcony into a champagne fountain. And they certainly bigged up my entrance. I was very lucky. I had a whole advert campaign and everything, which was, you know, totally over the top and great and fabulous. It's such a great character to play, and to come back and reprise it again was wonderful. I think the thing about Kim Tate is, whether you love her or love to hate her, which is almost the same thing, is the fact that she's just so blunt and straightforward and kind of honest, if you know what I mean, in a twisted way, because she says exactly what she wants to say and means. She will say it directly to people's faces, which a lot of people can't take. But somehow I think people would love to be like that, more like that in real life, and say, yeah, your bum does look fat in that, you know. Kim would say it. But she's kind of doing them a favour. She thinks she's doing them a favour. She's not being horrible. She doesn't think so. She's just being honest. And it's that sort of thing that I think people would like to get away with. And you know, and get away with murder, basically. My favourite Emmerdale storyline, which I was sort of involved with, but as a bigger picture, was the plane crash. And you know what? I looked back at it the other day because it was on the repeats on the old Emmerdales, the classics. And you know what? It stands up. And Norman was amazing. He was running around the village like Superman. And I think the whole thing really stood up. There was great storylines. There was a sense of pace and urgency and devastation and tears, but laughter. And I think it was a really proud moment in Emmerdale history. Obviously, I've known quite a few people here within not just the cast, but the crew as well for many, many years. It's just, you know what it's like here, you know how it feels, and people slot in and pull as a team and make it work.